Places in Fortaleza that are dangerous between the ones that are safe are exactly about who are the people that lives at that part of the city.
Okay.
For example, here we are in one of the richest parts of Fortaleza, so we are not in a dangerous place.
And what's this area called so they know, because they don't know?
Oh, this area is Mireles, Praia de Iracema.
Okay.
So it's not that dangerous.
Okay.
Not because, for example, you are here holding your camera and doing an interview with two people.
Yeah.
You could not do that. You could not do that in other neighborhoods such as Barroso, Bom Jardim, Pirambu. These places are really dangerous, but the thing is, you to say that a place is dangerous, you have to consider that this is not because of the people that lives there.
Okay.
It's mostly because how the government treat these kind of people all the time.
Okay.
So you're putting people on the edge to survive, to live, to have access to education, culture, and several places for you to have, you know, fun, access to a really good supermarket, a really good healthcare post, for example.
Okay.
So you put people in the edge to do what they have to do
to survive. What's up, guys? How you doing today? You're hanging out with the one and only Philly Dom. You guys requested for me to interview somebody from Brazil, from Fortaleza, so you could get another opinion or another vibe on the city, the culture, the town, the lifestyle. Who am I having the pleasure to talk with today?
Hi, my name is Amon. I'm 28 years old here from Fortaleza.
Okay.
And I live here for like 20 years.
Okay.
Now. And I love this city very much, even though I could discover a few places all over the world. But here,
we'll speak up a little bit.
You can see how Fortaleza can attract you in a really deep mood all the time. Even though we have this most season of a really sunny day every day, every single day.
Okay.
Which is really good to do, work out and play sports, hang out with your friends, go to the beach and discover places with for years all the time that always love to come here and
speak louder.
Okay. Yeah, that's it.
What I'm gonna just go right into. What is the best thing about living here in Fortaleza? And then after that, you can answer, what is the worst thing about living here in Fortaleza?
Okay, I would say that the best thing of living here is the weather, definitely, because here we can practice, as I said, a lot of activities in the full day because it's sunny all the time. And this is marvelous, at least for me, because I really do love to be an active person who loves to do exercises, work out, and come to the beach and have swimming and then have new friends here. So here is a really good place to find new people, to meet new people all the time. The worst part of living here is because the inequality that we have here in Fortaleza, it is really huge. So we have a concentration of a mass of people that lives here close to downtown that are really in this standard of being white, of being rich all the time. And black people, for example, as myself, we usually live in the corners of Fortaleza, in the surrounded area of the downtown. So it is always hard for people, for black people especially, to come here to this part of Fortaleza, close to the beach, because they usually live really far from the downtown of Fortaleza. They usually live at the borders of the city. So this is a really worst thing about Fortaleza.
Versus the normal people that...
Like, we're the only black people in here, us right here. And this is the normal people that come in here. They got a game going on, Argentina. I think Argentina playing somebody in the World Cup, but this is the area right here. So he's saying that the blacks usually can't come here, and they usually don't hang out too much here in these areas that much. Or if they do hang out, they live outside of the city and they come here.
Yeah, exactly. And it's really the same situation
in other neighborhoods, like not outside of the city, but they live in other neighborhoods.
What neighborhoods would you say they live in? Because people want to know where the black people live. They always ask.
Nah, there's like 120 neighborhoods.
You got 120 neighborhoods.
There's only like 5 that are considered like rich neighborhoods.
Yes, that's true.
Yeah.
And
so
these 5 rich neighborhoods.
What are they? What's the 5? What's the 5?
We can name the 5 rich neighborhoods.
Name the 5 rich neighborhoods.
Aldeota is the first
I've been
one.
that
I would
one.
say Mireles is the other one.
I'm right here, right now.
Yeah, Iracema, Guararapes, another one.
I would say like Joaquim Távora.
Yeah.
And Benfica is like on the edge, and and these are the rich neighborhoods.
Yeah, I would say that Benfica is the border between the rich people and the poor people. And these poor people, specifically, they mostly are black people or people of color in general, you know?
And the white people live in the city.
Talked about like the people that work here. You know, if you show the people that work here, there's an obvious difference between the people that are working here versus the people that are kind of here. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. I'm gonna ask him some of the same questions that I asked you. I'm gonna see how he reacts from the other interview.
Okay. What do you got?
See what we drinking, guys. See what's going on here. That's how we get our interviews in. We get on our Tupac. We get on a. This is called. What do they call this drink again? Because I always mess it up. Caparina.
Caipirinha.
Caparina.
Caipirinha or Caparina if you're if you're American.
Caparina. Yeah. Caparina.
Caipirinha. Exactly.
Yeah. It's a good taste. Wow, it tastes good.
Yes, it is.
It tastes very good.
Some more adolescente.
It don't taste sweet like the other ones taste.
She didn't. They don't have the adolescente.
What's the adolescente? What is that?
Sweetener, like the sugarless.
Yeah, this is only sugar.
I'm gonna ask her for the adolescente.
Okay, it's a question I asked my friend right here. I'm gonna ask you.
Okay.
How dangerous is Fortaleza, Brazil? In your opinion, do you think it's very dangerous, or explain it any way you want to explain it?
Yeah, I would say that the difference between places in Fortaleza that are dangerous between the ones that are safe are exactly about who are the people that lives at that part of the city.
Okay.
For example, here we are in one of the richest parts of Fortaleza, so we are not in a dangerous place.
And what's this area called so they know, because they don't know?
Oh, this area is Mireles, Praia de Iracema.
Okay.
So it's not that dangerous.
Okay.
Not because, for example, you are here holding your camera and doing an interview with 2 people.
Yeah.
You could not do that. You could not do that in other neighborhoods such as Barroso, Bom Jardim, Pirambu. These places are really dangerous, but the thing is, you to say that a place is dangerous, you have to consider that this is not because of the people that lives there.
Okay.
It's mostly because how the government treat these kind of people all the time.
Okay.
So you're putting people on the edge to survive, to live, to have access to education, culture, and several places for you to have, fun, access to a really good market, a really good healthcare post, for example.
Okay.
So you put people in the edge to do what they have to do
to survive.
Yes.
I'm not here trying to defend people that commit the crime, for example.
Okay.
I'm just trying to explain that in these places here in Fortaleza that you can consider it dangerous, you have an explanation for it.
Okay.
And this explanation is really associated with the kind of people that you're going to find living there. You know?
So that makes a lot of sense. That makes a lot of sense.
Yeah.
What do they do for fun here? Nightlife? What's a good place to go? Bars, restaurants, lifestyle?
I would say definitely Dragão do Mar.
Okay.
It's a really historical and plural place for you to go because you can access several kind of bars, several kind of clubs if you want to listen to some music.
That place
for example.
keeps coming up.
Yeah. So Dragão do Mar would be like the major point, especially for young people to have fun here. At the same time, you can find another neighborhood here called Varjota. And Varjota is a really more upper class neighborhood where you can always find clubs, bars, restaurants too, but with a really higher level of, payoff as a customer.
Oh, okay.
It's like walkable. Like Varjota, they've tried to make it to like a gastronomy village, right? Like so you can. It's an easy place to go bar hopping, and they do have like the really upper class places, but they also obrigada, sim, obrigada. But they also have like the cheaper places too, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So that's another good area.
Yes, it is.
Okay, restaurant-wise, where would you tell people to go to restaurants? Now we know the nightlife, we know how dangerous the place is. Restaurants. What restaurants would you recommend? Or an area where the best restaurants at, or good restaurants?
I would say that a more cultural place for you to have a good meal, even though with an inclusive foods that are vegetarian, free of lactose, for example, I would consider you to go to the neighborhood called Benfica. There you can find, for example, Manjir, which is a very vegan restaurant, and it's an amazing food. You know, I would definitely eat that food for my whole life.
He's like, because, my whole life.
Because it's really delicious. It is amazing. And for me, myself, as a person that loves to defend the environment, it is really, really cool to have a meal without animal sacrifice, for example.
Okay.
Beyond that, I would say too that you could go to Culinária da Van, because there you can find really typical foods from Ceará and the northeast of Brazil too.
Okay.
So it's really nice for you to discover several and different kind of dishes, to have lunch, to have a dinner, for example. And Mercado do Café is another nice place for you to have, for example, a breakfast, a coffee during the afternoon.
Okay.
So all of these places that I'm just telling you about are located in one neighborhood, call it Benfica. So I would definitely start there to know more of the food here in Fortaleza.
To get a little bit off the beaten path, but not so far that you're just out in the weeds and you have to like know neighborhood codes and stuff.
Okay.
You know.
Okay.
That's the place that we talk about is like kind of the border. And it's like a student area, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's like it's very bohemian. It's got a nice vibe.
Yeah. Because usually the public that loves to go there are the people from the university, the students that they are there, the professors. So everyone goes there. So it's really full of culture, full of the typical things here of our city.
Okay. Beach life. What is the best beaches to go to in the area? What would you recommend the best beaches to go to there? Then I'm gonna start asking you some hard questions. Like,
I would say that it depends about what mood are you. If you would like to have, to go to the beach to swim, to be there for the whole afternoon after midday, for example, I would definitely recommend you to go to Praia do Futuro.
Okay.
You're going to find there several tents with different types of, music, of attractions.
Okay.
So if you're more from a reggae vibe, for example, a pop music vibe, a forró, which is one of our musics.
I know,
here.
Ferdinand.
Yeah.
I know.
You're going to find all of these tents there for you to be comfortable. So you have several options of which tent should I be here. But if you would love to go just to hang out, to have a walk, to run, or to go with your bike and then have fun with your friends, here Beira-Mar would be the best place ever. But even though if you would like to go to another place far from the city, you can have Jericoacoara, which is one of the more major postcards here in Ceará. And you always have the Broadway in Canoa Quebrada, which is another marvelous place to know the falésias, to know the dunas that we have here, which are an amount of sun.
Falésias?
Falésias are the deeps that you have between these little mountains there in Canoa Quebrada. So the falésias are that really deep places that you cannot, jump because you're going to die. But they are really, really beautiful to see because it's something made by the natural thing, So the environment produces that. So it's really nice to see how the environment made the circumstances for you to go there to see the beach from that part of the place, you know.
Now, something that I love about Fortalezenses is because you are beach people. They are beach people here.
Yeah.
So for
Yeah.
for me, I grew up in the woods in Alabama. You know, so
Just the
like,
Luluca.
yeah. So all beaches are kind of the same, but here, the way that people kind of decide like what is good about the beach, they look at the quality and the color of water.
Okay.
They look at the calmness of the water versus like the sort of violence of the water, depending on what activities they want to do in it. The quality of the sand is also very important. It's so interesting. Because for me, I always thought it was crazy for people to leave a place that has beaches to go and visit another beach, you know. But the people here are very sensitive to beat, like they're not looking at the same stuff that we're looking at.
Yeah,
Different. It's different.
Yeah.
Another example that can definitely go and agree with what Neta just said is the fact that we have, for example, here a neighborhood called Barra do Ceará.
Okay.
And Barra do Ceará is a neighbor really famous because there you can find that people that live really close to the beach, they produces their economy, their money from the beach.
Okay.
So it's a black beach. It's a place that you can go there and see the fishermen going every day before the sun comes out, and they are going there to the beach just to capture some fishes to take to their homes. So that fish will become their lunch. That fish will become their money because they're going to sell it here in the big fish markets that we have. And you can see all of the economy and the social thing surrounded and be connected to the beach itself, you know. And that's really interesting because there is no public government, for example, simulation or investment for them to do that. They do that because they need to do that for survival. But there's no they do not have only that there. You can always find several places to have lunch, to have, you know, food, for example, and they are really attractive because the landscape that you're going to find there in Barra do Ceará, it is really amazing and really different from every single thing that you're going to find here in Ceará, because it is really close to a river that we call Ceará River here, Rio Ceará, and there you can find the best sunset in Fortaleza ever. So
what's the name of that place again? Say the name of the place.
Barra do Ceará.
Barra.
Yes.
Or Barra, it looks like Barra do Ceará.
Yeah.
Okay.
And the people that they build their own boats to go to the sea. Yeah, that's true. They build everything. So it is really something really curious to see, and how the man there that lives there, the families that are living there, they can stick together to build everything so they can live, so they can have money, so they can offer to the other citizens here of Fortaleza another experience of living here and to be in contact with the environment itself.